Coll Nation, are you ready? Special guest Brian Adkins. Sorry, I'm going to put emphasis on that, or else I'm going to mispronounce it. PA of Furman Athletics is joining us in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. Welcome, everyone, to another great episode of Answer the Coll. We have a jam-packed show lined up for you guys. We are doing something different in our Coll Clash. Once Brian leaves, we are doing something a little different in the Coll Clash. So stay tuned for all that. Thank you to everyone who has continued to help the show grow. It truly means the world to myself and Will. And speaking of which, Will, it's great to see you. Hope you had a great week, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Having a great week. We just finished up Vacation Bible School at our church here.
Ooh.
So it's been a long, busy week here. We've been here into the night, most every night this week. So we wrapped that up yesterday. And so today I get to come on here and talk through some sports, talk with Mr. Brian Adkins for a little while here today. So yeah, we're having a great time today. And Thank you so much to all those that are watching the show today. It's going to be a fun one.
It is going to be a fun one. So, like I said, we have another special guest lined up for Coll Nation today. Please help welcome your voice of Furman Athletics, Mr. Brian Adkins. Welcome in, Brian. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to sit with us. We've heard nothing.
You're going to have like an applause track there.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, he's got one queued up. That's awesome.
I do have one queued up.
Look at that. There we go.
There we go. How's it going, guys? Bill, how you doing today with Tim? Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
good to see you.
Nothing but good things from our friend Brandon Keeler at the Sports Nuts. We were just talking about him right before the show. So we're going to get started, and at the end, we're going to put you on our little fun segment, Coll's Hot Seat. It's just a little rapid fire questions. So if you're ready to rock and roll, are you ready to sit and answer the call?
I am. Let's do this.
Let's do
Awesome. All right, so you are the public address announcer for Furman Athletics, covering a litany of sports over there. But I'm an Arkansas Razorback fan, and big man Cooper Bowser went into the portal, and John Calipari picked him up. And so my first question is, what should Arkansas fans expect out of transfer big man Cooper Bowser?
Yeah, look, he's a big power forward, right? I want to say he's 6'8", 6'9", 6'11".
Yeah.
What I see from Cooper Bowser, Coop, they would say in Timmons Arena, I think he's a solid baller, right? If I had to equate him to anything, I would probably say something like a utility fielder in baseball, right? Because he has both those offensive skills, those defensive skills. I mean, this past season, he was, let's see, I think it was like 14 points per game, somewhere around there, with like 6 rebounds per game. So nice, solid averages. And he was coming into a period like this past year was a great year for him. In fact, he set his all-time highest points per game, rebounds, steals, block shots, assists, everything that, all the statistics. He had his great year. And it was, obviously added to the Paladins run into the NCAA March Madness. So I'm hoping that, he sees that same continued success with Calipari and the Razorbacks there in Arkansas.
Yeah, no, that's a good deal right there. He's one of these additions that that I think Arkansas really needed moving forward, because you saw last year. I don't know if you kept up with the NCAA tournament into the Sweet 16, but Arkansas got pushed around down low by Arizona, and it was a bad deal.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the first additions that Cal made was Cooper Bowser out of the portal. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got. Looking forward to see what's in his bag moving forward. But yeah, hey, we had to steal it from you. but that's how it goes.
Well, I think that, look, that's the nature of college athletics right now,
Right.
right? I mean, there was a segment, I saw some type of video, it may have even been Key and Peele, where, in the future, people are introducing themselves. And instead of saying, Brian Adkins, Furman University, it's Brian Adkins, Furman University to University of Ohio, back to Furman University to Coastal Carolina University, right? Because, all these players seem to jump around a bit. But I think it's also a testament to Bob Ritchie and the coaching and the program that he's put together at the Paladins, that in an SEC school and a coach like John Calipari is nabbing our players because we're doing something right here in Greenville.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love
Absolutely, man. Brian, we were talking and I told you that I had Dan Scott on the show. It was right after the Furman got bounced in the NCAA tournament, and I was asking him a similar question, and so I want to get your thoughts on this. And what's the most electric atmosphere you've ever experienced at a Furman game?
Well, let me just say this. In general, basketball is electric. It's a smaller arena. They just remodeled Timmons Arena over the last couple of years, and it was this first season. And the changes they made to the arena are amazing. It's just wonderful now. It feels more intimate, yet the seating capacity is still basically the same. And there's just so much more amenities. So basketball in general is incredibly electric. I'll say for me announcing, there were two games that stood out over these last several years. First, in 2022, so I'm the backup and the spotter for football, but normally I get to announce basically one game per year. Because my partner, Jeff Holly, he will normally take one game off. In 2022, I was able to announce the playoff game between Elon University and Furman in Greenville. They beat Elon 31-6. They ultimately went down to San Antonio and lost a close one to Incarnate Word. But it had been 9 years since the Paladins had made the FCS playoffs, and the stadium was packed. And that's a good thing because, we have Clemson right down the road from here, and a lot of Furman students are from around here. So, we have a very packed stadium in the beginning of the game. And then at halftime, it seems to dwindle out. And on that day, it didn't. And the crowd stayed there. And, of course, they put up, some really good numbers against Elon for the victory. That was electric. I really enjoyed that. The one challenge I had was, because it's an NCAA playoff game, you're not able to show the same enthusiasm for the home team that you normally do just at a regular game. As soon as it becomes a playoff game, then you're basically under the NCAA rules for announcing. So whether it was football, I've done it for women's lacrosse where they hosted the SoCon tournament, and you can't show favoritism to Furman. So in my mind, it gets a little boring. But I was able to pull it together. And I'll say that the second game was just this past fall, and I was glad to be a part of it because the men's soccer team went pretty deep into the NCAA playoffs. And they lost in the semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. So they were one goal away from making it to the NCAA championship game. But I announced the first playoff game that Furman hosted here in Greenville. It was against University of North Carolina, Greensboro. It was 1-0. The stadium was packed. And when I say stadium, we're talking about a small soccer stadium, Stone Stadium here on the Paladin campus. And it was packed and it was electric. And man, the crowd was just raucous. It was awesome. I loved it. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So when I was talking to Dan, the name of JT, I'm blanking on the last name. That's the game that he said, like, it was like a buzzer beater, like with like 0.2 seconds left. It was a few years back. But it was like JT, and I'm blanking on the last name, but he said that was his most like electric atmosphere calling the game and stuff. And so I was like, I wanted to see what your thoughts were and how it compared. So that is cool that you chose a different game than what he did.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot, right? I mean, when you deal in sports, you're gonna have a lot of really cool moments that you're able to announce. Not just like the on-field sports things, but you get to announce meaningful things At a smaller level, I'm the announcer at the local high school here where my daughter just graduated from and my son still goes to. And her volleyball team, there was a young woman from an opposing team that's recovered from pretty serious cancer. And she wasn't playing, but she still traveled with the team. And I was able to give a read, and our team honored her for beating cancer and stuff. And what a wonderful moment that you could experience. And I guess, for me, sports are great, right? I mean, yeah, it's exciting. And there's a game being played. And at the pro level, it's all about money. Heck, even in the college top tier, it's all about money. But when you boil it down, sports is so much more to me than just the game being played on the field. I mean, especially at the lower levels, at the high school levels or rec or travel ball, like you're teaching kids how to handle adversity, how to, overcome challenges, how to be coached, how to work as a team, how to win humbly. So you're not just gloating all the time, and then it impacts people's lives all the time. We see it, whether it's professional sports and players that, have children that have cancer or they themselves get cancer or some disease. You see it at the college level. It impacts everybody. I mean, we had a player several years ago, Stanfield, Bryce Stanfield here for the Paladins. He died during a practice, if I'm not mistaken, or during training camp. I'd have to go back and look at the details again, but and that just affects the entire community. So when we talk about the electric atmospheres, yes, those games are amazing, but being involved with sports is so rewarding because you're able to see the humanity side of it, and you're able to sometimes interact with, those things that are off the field that still show the humanity in all of us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I'm like you. I call a lot of different sports. I'm a PA announcer as well. I call high school sports here in our local town. I live in Hamburg, Arkansas, little bitty town in the southeast corner of the state. But I also get to call. I call basketball, and most recently, I'm going to start calling football for University of Arkansas Monticello. Just down the road from us. And so, but your story about the girl who beat cancer reminded me. We got our starting running back for Hamburg. His name's Nikel Lewis. His dad passed away on a Wednesday, and he came and played the game on Friday and broke the school record for rushing yards in a season in that game. And so just a really, really cool moment to be able to be on the mic for that. And that, that's so cool that, we get to be on the mic for the really special moments that happen in a lot of lives. So that's super cool.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly. Yeah, it's wonderful.
So,
congratulations on the new gig.
Yeah. Appreciate it. It's super fun. I love it. But speaking of public address announcing, what is the most interesting name you've ever had to call on the mic?
I mean, when Tim sent me the run of show and some of these questions, I was like, man, how do I narrow this down? Because there are plenty of names that you're like, really? This is what your parents named you? But anyway, I think one of the funniest names that we had, and I didn't have to announce it, but the press box during a Furman football game is nothing but charades, man. I mean, we are just cracking jokes and having a really good time. A couple of years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I believe the player he was for Western North Carolina, the Catamounts, and his last name was Mautafalque. I think that he was Nigerian, but you can hear the similarity in the word Mautafalque with another curse word. So we were just having fun the entire game of saying something like, "Now that's one fast Mautafalque," generally speaking, like the European names on soccer are some of the most difficult to get because the Scandinavians, the Dutch, the Germans, like they throw a bunch of letters in their names, and then like half of them are silent, and you're like, what? How do you get that out of what you put on the paper right there? So phonetic spellings by the opposing team's SID is critical for us to be able to properly announce some of these names.
No doubt. Yeah.
What was that one guy, that one kid's name in college? It was like Noah, and then it was spelled Knigga or something.
Yes.
And it was not pronounced anywhere near how it's spelled. And I was like,
no. Yeah, I'm going to refrain from saying it at all.
Yeah, I'm not going down that path right now.
Yeah, me neither.
But I mean, it reminds you of the Key and Peele. Huh? I'm sure you guys have seen that skit where they're doing the NFL players announcing, and they're just saying these names like, what? And you're like, yeah, that's kind of what it's like. I mean, sometimes these names are like, what are you talking about here? So
yeah,
there's some interesting names. Yeah, Dingle McCringleberry.
I love that sketch, dude. That's so funny, man.
Oh man. God. Okay, so kind of staying with the same style of question that I was just asking with the atmosphere. I want to know, who is the most memorable athlete you've watched at Furman that casual fans may have forgotten?
Let's see. One of the guys, there were two players from the football team. I should say three. First off, Tyler Huff was the quarterback for the Paladins back in 22 and 23. And actually that game of Elon that I just mentioned, he was the quarterback for that. He took us to the second round of the playoffs in both of those years. And we lost to Montana in it looked extremely cold up in Billings, I think that they are in, or Missoula, I think is where their game is. Anyway, it was incredibly cold. But he was an excellent football player. He ran for 1,300 yards, passed for over 4,000, 14 rushing touchdowns, 25 passing touchdowns. I think he had a 54-yard touchdown run in that game against Montana. And all of those stats are only 2 years. Like he only really played. He was a graduate student. He was also a commissioned lieutenant in the Army Reserve. And being a veteran myself, like I hold that in high regard. So just an excellent player. I also think that, and you guys probably agree with me, that in football, one of the players on the field that are so critical that very few of them get the acknowledgement unless they miss is the place kickers. Yes. And I think the Paladins have had two really standout place kickers that I can recall from my tenure there. Grayson Atkins and what is the Ian Williams is the other guy's name. Grayson Atkins was basically on point. I mean, you could probably just keep the mic, run to the restroom while the kick is going on, and then just announce, and the kick is good, and you'd probably be right, because no matter where it was on the field, he was hitting it. And Ian Williams was the other one. He came in after Grayson Atkins left, and Grayson Atkins actually went to North Carolina. Ian Williams kicked for us, and I want to say now, I will say a caveat here. I know that this happened because we announced it in the stadium, but in nowhere on the internet, including the Paladins information website, can I find these stats. But he kicked 3 50-plus yard field goals in a single game, and it set a SoCon record. Now, when you Google that, it says Ian Williams kicked 3+ yards, and then it gives the yardage, and one of them's like 46 and one of them's 32. And I'm like, that's not right. These are not. I remember it distinctly. But yeah, I mean, these place kickers, we've had a couple really good kickers, and I know how important that is because I am a Baltimore Ravens fan. And especially in the year 2000, we went 7 games without scoring an offensive touchdown. And Matt Stover, and of course our amazing defense that year, kept us in that, and ultimately we won the Super Bowl. But we've had a couple of really good kickers here at the Paladins that really stand out to me. PJ Blazejowski was before Tyler Huff, a couple before that, and Blazejowski did a great job. He was pretty electric, great arm, really good runner. So for a smaller FCS team, man, Furman really puts a really good team on the field, and it's exciting to be a part of and to be able to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Super cool.
I am happy to hear that you're showing love to kickers. I feel like kickers don't get enough love on sports shows everywhere because everyone's talking about the quarterback or the running back or the wide receiver or the star defensive player, but not very many people talk about the kickers unless he misses a kick. And I mean, we all know how that ends.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
right.
look, football is a team sport, right? So, I played football. I'm willing to bet that you guys played football.
Oh yeah.
Every player on the field is critical to the success of the operation. Sure, the receiver is the one that catches it and puts it, and is in the end zone. But you had linemen that were blocking to provide coverage for the quarterback who then had to throw it. You had other receivers creating decoys. You had running backs going out for an out just in case that receiver, like everybody on that field, special teams, the punters being able to punt it in a place that sinks the other team way back in their own zone. I mean, football is, I love football because it's such a team sport. Wrestling, regular wrestling, not wrestling, is one sport, or MMA, right? It's one guy against one guy. But for most sports, like everybody plays a role, and football is one of those that everything has to go right for every single person on that field, especially at the higher levels. So kickers, man, I'm sure we all remember Scott. Now, of course, I'm forgetting his name. He was the kicker for the Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah,
that he missed those kicks.
Yeah,
I'm glad that we're forgetting it. To be perfectly honest, I feel like that's actually good for him that we're forgetting his name finally. So, but yeah.
I'm sure there's a Bills fan listening that would disagree with us. That he definitely remembers who he is.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely remembers who he is. Okay, so kind of switching back to some basketball talk, but Furman is one of those mid-major schools that gets the nod in the NCAA tournament a lot of years. I feel like whenever I'm filling out a bracket, Furman is really on that 14 line a lot of years is what I kind of remember them being at. But is there a sense of pride from you when it comes to maybe being at the university and kind of covering the underdog in that scenario? And can you tell us why?
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of pride, right? I mean, I had never even really heard of Furman University until I moved to Greenville, South Carolina. And then in the summer of 2017, there was a news segment that they were having open auditions for their football PA announcer. And I tried out, got called back for a second audition. There were 55 people that tried out. 5 got called back for auditions. And I got second place and became the spotter and backup. And like I said, Jeff is the primary announcer. And then, of course, that then morphed into me announcing a bunch of other different sports and things like that. And what's happened is basically I've fallen in love with Furman University. I mean, the athletic staff there is a true family. I mean, you had Dan Scott on, and I can't say enough good things about Dan Scott. Like, just such a great human being. And so talented. But the pride is because of that, because you want to see a university that has given you so much, and they have. I mean, sure, a small little paycheck, but man, my year from August until May is just filled with being able to go to campus and see these collegiate athletes competing, and seeing them go to the dance is amazing. They've gone twice in the last couple of years, and there's not a whole lot of optimism when a mid-major goes in because they're going in a very low seed and they're generally playing a very high seed. But Furman took down, they were 13 seed and Virginia was 4, and they beat them. And how amazing is that? They didn't have the same luck this year, facing UConn in the first round and going down, but they still, gave it their all. They won the SoCon and got up there. It's amazing for the players, the coaches, the school. And what's awesome to me, and I hadn't really thought about it until it was discussed. Elizabeth Davis is the current president. She did announce that she'll be retiring after this coming year, but she had, they had a congratulatory thing in the arena when they came back from that trip several years ago, where they beat Virginia. And she had talked about, it's something like, I forget the full statistics, but the internet traffic and the applications for prospective students went up like 400% just from their appearance. So, the North Carolinas and the Dukes and the Floridas and those guys that are always in it, they're going to make the dance. But you have a school like Furman that, sometimes makes it, sometimes doesn't, but they make it on that national stage. And man, that is so good for the school itself because it gives visibility to an incredible institution, here in Greenville, South Carolina. I mean, it's a great school. I know a lot of, well-positioned, high-powered people in the Greenville area that are all Furman alumni. So it's really great for the school and gives me a lot of pride to wear the diamond around town.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
That is. And, this past season, I mean, Furman was taking it, that they were holding their own in a game versus one of those elite teams that you just mentioned. And so the fact that they're getting the national spotlight, and when they do, it never seems like it's too big for them. And they are able to, still kind of compete, even though they're not a D1 school like a Duke, like you just mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a testament to Bob Ritchie and the program that he has put together at Furman. And, obviously we already talked about, Cooper Bowser, being nabbed and going to Arkansas. But it's the same thing about their ability to join the ranks of those teams that make the dance and make it to March Madness. And it's always hard when I'm filling out my bracket to not pick them to win the first round. I picked them. I filled out multiple brackets, and at least half of my brackets are all going to have, my teams advancing regardless of their seed. Furman, like I said, I'm from Maryland, so I always, if Maryland makes the dance, I try to get them, going a couple rounds. So my daughter will be going to Coastal Carolina this fall. So should they make the dance, I'll probably select them to advance out of the first round too.
Yeah, the Chanticleers.
Absolutely.
The Chanticleers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna reach out to their operations folks to see if I can get some weekend announcing gigs down there. That way, at least helps pay for my gas travel down there. It'll be because it's like a 4.5 hour drive, so pay for my gas a little bit. I get to announce some sports down there, and they have some great programs. I mean, obviously their baseball team. I don't know if you guys saw their previous coach was nabbed by South Carolina, so he's leaving. But then they just announced that the coach of Mississippi State, that when they won the national championship, is coming to Coastal Carolina. So looks like that pedigree for championship baseball in Conway, South Carolina, is going to continue.
Hey, I like their football field.
Yeah,
their football field is cool.
Yeah, their football stadium.
I'll tell you. It's hard to watch that on TV. Any of these non-green fields. What do you have? You have Washington State, I think, has a red field. Boise State has the blue field. Like some of these, I'm like, man, that's just hard to watch. I've gone to a game down in Conway, and it's not as bad in person. I actually really enjoyed the game. They played James Madison this past fall, and they got their butts kicked by James Madison. But we know that James Madison, made the college football playoff. So, but it was, it's a great stadium, great atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to being a part of the Chanticleer family. As my daughter goes to school there.
Yeah, man,
absolutely. So we know that things happen words just don't come out the way that they should, whatever the case may be. Have you ever had a moment where something went completely wrong during a game and you had to improvise?
The answer is yes, all the time. So, Will, you're a PA announcer. You probably know that, literally every single game, something goes wrong. In fact, it wasn't until I, joined Furman in 2017, and that fall, it was an eye-opening experience because when you're a fan sitting in the stands of any game and you're watching the game, you have literally no idea of the melee that is going on behind the scenes because the band doesn't start playing at the right time, or the on-field entertainment runs to the bathroom right at the last minute, and you're not able to get them out on the field. I mean, there are just any number of things that can occur. And a lot of times we have to make ad lib announcements. Sometimes they are long announcements. So, a director of operations comes in and says, hey, we need to announce such and such. And you're like, all right, give me some details. And you start jotting down notes, and then you try to ad lib on the mic and not mess it up too much. Once something is said over a live mic, you can't take it back.
That's
so
right.
You try to do your best. I will say one of the most memorable, like confusing moments that I can remember was it was a couple of years ago. Mercer, I believe it was Mercer playing the Paladins. And forgive me because the exact details of this may be slightly off, but the gist of the story is accurate. I believe they were playing Mercer because I remember us making comments that Bobby Lamb, who was the coach of Mercer at the time, and Clay Hendricks, who was the coach of the Paladins, they were teammates at Furman years ago. And then they were coaching against each other on these SoCon teams. And there was a play, and I believe the Paladins had the ball. It was a pass play, and there was a little, the ball got loose at the end. Mercer recovered it. They ruled it incomplete. Mm-hmm. And there's a little bit more complication to this that I'm not pulling out of this story. But the gist of it is there was a double challenge, and we had never seen that before. And it was a challenge of the challenge. And we're like, how is this even allowed in college football? So it was initially challenged, and they said, all right, it was a receiving play. It was a reception, and Paladins, whatever, first down. Well, then Mercer challenged the ball. And they said, well, if it was a completed pass, then wasn't that a fumble? And they won the challenge. So both teams won a challenge on the same play. And That's it just totally puzzled us. Like, how are you allowed to challenge multiple times during a single play? So that was just one of those moments that stood out like, I never knew you could do that.
That is interesting. I remember there was a game that I called for UAM, University of Arkansas Monticello women's basketball, and it's in the second half. I think we're in the fourth quarter of the women's game, and what happened? This is senior night, and something like 4.5 minutes left in the game, close, tight ball game. Power goes out. Okay, completely black all throughout the arena. We're getting calls from a bunch of businesses in the Monticello area saying their power's out too. So it was a citywide power outage that goes on. And I remember the athletic director of UAM, his name is Hud Jackson. I love Hud so much. But he comes up to me and he says, can you announce something over the mic right now? And I said, brother, the power's out. I got no power. This mic
I can project, but not that hard. I can project this voice, but not that far out there.
Not that far. I mean, the arena's not that big, but I'm not talking to everybody. That was one of those funny moments, and I've called so many wrong names that you wouldn't believe it. Especially at the high school level, because at the high school level they don't do pronunciations, they don't do phonetics.
No,
and so
we get nothing at the high school level. It's crazy.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And so it's just it's the dog days, brother. You just got to figure it out.
I'm surprised. I'll still say that I'm surprised that Furman called me back, because in the spring of 2018, I was asked to do. So I had been the backup and the spotter and didn't announce anything in the fall. I just spotted for football, and that was my first season. And in the spring, they asked if I wanted to do the football spring game, and I did that. Then they asked if I wanted to do a baseball game. And on my very first baseball game, I mispronounced the Furman Paladins pitcher 3 times during that game, during the original announcement of the lineups and the starting lineups.
Yeah.
When he was relieved, I mispronounced it. And at the end of the game, when I had to say who had the win, loss, and the save, mispronounced it again. Every single time, they corrected me on the pronunciation. And I'm like, okay, yes. And I wrote it down phonetically. And every single time I mispronounced it. And I walked out of there that day and I thought, they're literally never calling me back. But lo and behold, I'm entering my 10th season with the Paladins.
Wow. Congrats, man. That. Congrats.
There you go.
I got a funny story on this. So it didn't happen to me. I'm not a PA announcer yet, but that is something I do want to do. But it was in high school, and I got injured that season, and so I was up in the press box helping the announcer. Well, I just switched jersey numbers and I went from number 70 to number 52, and So I'm sitting there in the press box, and the game's going on, and I'm helping him out and everything. And all of a sudden, one of our players blocks a punt, and he goes, and number 70, Tim Collins with a block punt. And I was like, I'm right here. And he's like, who was that? And I'm like, and the guy's name was Buddy. I can't remember his last name, but his name was Buddy something. And I was like, that wasn't me down there. And he goes, uh-oh. I was like, yeah, I mean, you've already announced it now. We'll have to correct it in the stat sheet. But no, that's a funny moment I had as
we had a softball player, Emmy Buzzard, Buzhardt, and it was not this spring, but last spring was her senior season, and all season long I had pronounced her name correctly, Buzzard, and then for whatever reason in my head, when I was announcing her senior night, I would and our first senior 00 Emmy Buzzard. And I'm like, oh my God. And the guy sitting next to me, like, just looks over like, really, dude? And I'm like, I can't take it back. It's a live mic. I can't take it back.
You can't take it back. Once it
She's an assistant coach now. She's an assistant coach now with them. And I want to go down to the field during one of these games and be like, hey, I just want to apologize. She's like, I mispronounced your name during your senior. She'll probably be like, yeah, I don't remember that. But for us, Will, you probably know, like when you do something like that, like it just haunts you. You just think about it the rest of the game. You're like, I can't believe I mispronounced this kid's name. And we don't do it intentionally, but it's just it just happens.
But it will make you lay awake at night. It will.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
It's one of those things. Like you said, you can't take it back. Okay. So here's one, and this is just like a dream scenario for you. If you could announce one sporting event in history, what would it be? Like going back in time or even like in the future? Like what's one sporting event you would love to announce and why?
I mean, this is another one where it's like hard to narrow down to just one. I'm a hockey fan. So the Miracle on Ice in '80 when we beat the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Or, back in my high school days when Duke finally beat UNLV. That's another one. But again, as a hometown boy from Maryland, I would probably love to have been the PA announcer in Camden Yards when Cal Ripken broke Lou Gehrig's record with his 21-31 game. Or even being able to call the 2000 Super Bowl where the Ravens just completely smacked down the Giants.
I remember that one.
Those are, that Cal Ripken game and Cal Ripken is just loved. He might as well be deified. It may be St. Cal up in Baltimore as good as he is, and they've been trying to have him buy the Orioles for years to get rid of Peter Angelos as the owner. I think there are new owners now, but yeah, it was. There were campaigns to get Cal to buy the Orioles. So that would have been a really, really, really special game to announce. I was in the Army when it happened, and I still have it on VHS tape.
Wow. Very cool. That's awesome.
I don't even – can you still play it, though? Because,
Yeah, do you have a VCR?
I don't have I don't have the machinery to actually even watch it. So I think I need to take it to one of these services where they'll take your old media. So sometimes my parents got me a DVD a couple years ago that they had a whole bunch of like 8mm film from when I was a kid, and they were able to transfer that over. So and then I know that there's companies that will take your VHS and transfer it to DVD. I just need to figure out in my busy schedule how I can get all that done.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, find some time to do that.
Yep.
All right, Brian. You have had a front row seat to countless moments. What is a moment that still gives you goosebumps when you think about it?
One of the best moments just happened this past season. I am the one sport that I am on ESPN Plus for is Furman women's lacrosse, and UMass Lowell had come down. The Riverhawks had come down, and were playing the Furman Paladins, the women's lacrosse team, and it was a great game, very high scoring. It was 20-20 with 1 second left on the clock, And I was play-by-play. My color analyst, Becky Goldsmith, was alongside me. She has 20 years of women's lacrosse coaching, incredibly knowledgeable about the game. And we're now at the tail end of this game with 1 second on the clock. And a free position is awarded. So if you're not aware of women's lacrosse, if there are certain fouls that occur in a certain spot on the field, there's an 8-meter arc that goes around like the goal, and they're basically given a free position. The person that was fouled stands on the line with the ball. There's people that are distanced. The defenders have to stand a certain distance away. So a lot of times it's basically just mano-y-mano, shooter and goalie. But the arc goes all the way around. So sometimes the angle is not the best. And she was all the way off to this one side. So it wasn't a very good angle at all. Not to mention the free position was given to one of their more defensive middies named Rachel Ward. And in the entire season, Rachel only had one other goal. 1 second left. There was some confusion there. So the referees had delayed. We knew that there was going to be a free position, but they were talking. They ran over to the table. So there was all this time on the broadcast for me to really hype this up, and it's all right. 1 second on the clock. We are tied 2020. This made goal since Paladin, into a victory, or we're going into overtime. And again, this non-high scoring player has a terrible position on this shot. And I say, and here's the whistle and the shot, and it's good, and it's just like that excitement that occurs with those one single moments where it's like, this is it, or this is completely different. And we have another, 5-minute period or whatever that we have to watch. But that was really, really cool to watch. And it was also clipped. That call was clipped and put onto several social media sites on Instagram. And so my voice was sent out there into the ethers showing, that excitement, that exciting goal. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that is
awesome.
pretty cool. That is, man. Wow.
Very cool. Okay. In your opinion, what is the hardest sport to announce and why?
There's a couple here. So from a PA announcing perspective, I would say one of the busiest, right? So if we say the hardest, I probably tend to think of the amount of stuff that you have to announce and the speed at which you have to announce it. And I would say basketball is probably the busiest.
I agree.
Because you have goals, substitutions, fouls, reviews that they do now, timeout reads. There's really no dull moment in basketball. It goes from one side to the other, and you're constantly announcing something. And you got to keep track of stuff. You got to keep track of the number of individual goals, the number of team goals, all those things. From a broadcasting perspective, which I've never done. I've never done TV for hockey, but I have done stadium announcing for the ECHL affiliate here, Greenville Swamp Rabbits. They're the ECH affiliate for the Los Angeles Kings, and I've done a couple of games for them. My favorite sport to announce by far, because you're on the ice between the penalty boxes, and when there's a fight, these guys continue to yell at each other, and you're hearing all of it. And you're right on the glass. They're slamming up against the glass. Your microphone's falling over. Completely fun, and the crowd responds to everything that you say. I love it. But from a broadcasting perspective, I can imagine that hockey is probably one of the most difficult because it's constant action. I mean, the NHL playoffs are going on right now, right? The Hurricanes won last night against the Golden Knights, taking a 3-2 lead. Just listening to the broadcaster tell you who has the puck, who's passing it to, what else is going on in the ice. Like, there's so much going on at all times, and it's so fast. I can only imagine the skill set it takes to be a broadcaster for hockey. One last point on that, and that is you had Dan Scott on. We already talked about him. Mm-hmm. I think that radio is the most difficult thing to announce. That game that I talked about, that I mispronounced the pitcher's name, that was my first game, and Dan Scott sat next to me with a partition between us, and he was on the radio. And to hear Dan and any radio announcer sit there and describe to you so that you have a mental picture of what he is seeing, what he is hearing, what every player is doing, what the crowd is doing, and do it with basically no stops for 2.5 hours. Absolutely different skill set. I mean, hats off to every radio broadcaster out there, because that is something I do not think that I could, I've been able to develop my skill set going from PA to, ESPN for women's lacrosse. But man, that's like a jump up here that I'm just like, I don't know if I could do that, man. that's difficult.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to describe, you're trying to give people that mental image, right? So you're trying to describe how wet the grass looks, like,
Right.
and what birds are flying in the outfield and what the clouds are doing and what's happening on the field, and the guy's knocking the dirt off of his cleats, but there's not a lot of dirt because he hasn't been in the game, and they just tie all this stuff together, and you're like, my gosh, they are good.
Yeah, for me, I would end up finding, like, there's so much, there's not enough to talk about in a moments like that. Like, you're having to repeat yourself a lot and trying to figure out what to say next, and sometimes like your brain and your mouth don't connect all the time, and sometimes you just don't know what's happening.
Well, and that's like the TV. They have video. The viewers have video to watch, so you can be quiet, allow them to watch the video, and then you get to jump into strategy or schemes or this or that. But on baseball, there's nothing. I mean, on radio, there's nothing. So you have to fill all that time. Totally crazy. Sorry to interrupt.
Wild. No, you're good. Side note: the Greenville Swamp Rabbits has that's the best name I've ever heard. I thought that minor league baseball had some really good names. I've never heard of the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. That is awesome. I may have to.
It's great. I've had season tickets. My kids love going to the games. Minor league hockey we have a bunch of minor league sports here in Greenville. We have the Greenville Drive, which is a single A affiliate of the Red Sox. We have the Swamp Rabbits. We have the Greenville Triumph, the soccer team. I love minor league sports because you're able to go out there and see really good sports for a very affordable price. I mean, look, what the cheapest price for the NBA game the other night, I want to say, was like $12,000 for like a nosebleed. Yeah. Who can afford this, right? But you can go see some ECHL hockey or something and enjoy it with your family.
Right.
Man, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. I love that. That's awesome. Oh, goodness.
All right. So this is my last question before we are going to put you on the hot seat. And when Furman fans hear your voice years from now, what do you hope it represents about Furman Athletics and the university?
One of the things that I always keep in the forefront of my mind is that I am not there to glorify Brian Adkins. I am there to simply add to the fans and the players' enjoyment of the game that is being played. I'm not the show. The show is out on the field. And I want them to say, it was a good voice. I always like to hear that I have a good voice, and it's comforting, and it's, distinct, and I'm articulate and those things. But also just that there's almost a glory to people not knowing that you're the announcer in my mind, because you are giving them a good experience and not making the show about you. Obviously, on the pro level, that's totally different. We all know who Joe Buck is, and all the other famous announcers and things. But at our level, it's just like, do I add to the game? Am I giving you? Am I enhancing the experience of the game? And if folks say, I always loved when Brian was announcing, or that one guy with that one voice, that would make it great for me.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I share that sentiment with you. Yeah, that's because. Yeah, adding to the game is such an important thing, but at the same time, it's the players that really make it what it is. And so, just adding to that is such a cool thing, and to be able to do it at the level that we're at is pretty cool. It's pretty special for sure.
Yeah, it is.
So, very cool. Thank you for answering our questions on that. But now, Coll Nation,
you're welcome.
It is now time for everyone's favorite segment. That's right. It is time for Coll's Hot Seat. Where we get to ask Brian some questions here for a little rapid fire for you. So
I didn't do any preparation for these, so bear with me.
Yeah. No. This is the point of it. Is you don't know what's coming. Brian, we normally go head to head, but you're our guest of honor, so you get the honor of sitting on the hot seat and yes, you don't know what's coming your way. We think it'll be fun to have you there. This is a rapid fire. First thing that comes to your mind, 30, 60-second answers. With that said, Brian, are you ready to sit on Call's hot seat?
Let's do this, man. No time like the present.
Let's go.
Man,
All right.
Hey, he's not nervous or anything. I like it.
No, he's ready to roll. Yeah, normally when I'm asked
Let's
that
do
question,
this.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready. So first question, greatest Furman athlete of all time.
Whew. Gosh. Corey Ivory? No, Lewis Ivory. Lewis Ivory. He was a running back for the Paladins. I want to say back in the 80s. There's a bunch of pictures of him in the football offices and stuff like that. Lewis Ivory. That's what I'm going with.
Gotcha. Cool.
Or Clint Dempsey. Or Clint Dempsey for soccer.
Yeah,
because he has made it to the highest echelons. I mean, he's played on the national team, the Olympic teams. He's played, I want to say, English Premier League team. So Clint Dempsey is also another good one. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Sam Weiss.
What?
Sam Weiss played for Furman. Sorry.
All these names are coming.
It's hard. I know, they're all coming to me now.
What is the greatest college atmosphere? Is it Death Valley, the Swamp, the Horseshoe, or Bryant-Denny Stadium?
I haven't been to any of those besides Death Valley. And when we say Death Valley, I mean Clemson Death Valley. And I've been to conference games, so it was kind of just like a very relaxed atmosphere. But I'm going to go with Death Valley since I live near there now.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. Biggest pressure, announcing a championship game or a rivalry game?
Oh, man. I think the championship game, because there's stress in the championship game, right? Because everybody knows their season's over. A rivalry game, you have more games that season generally, and you always want to win the rivalry. There's no doubt about that.
No.
But there's another game after that. A championship game, that's it. Like, the winner goes to the locker room. The winner goes to the locker room with hardware, and the loser goes with tears. So I would say it's probably the championship game.
Okay.
All right.
If you had to have a walk-up song introduced, if you were introduced before the game.
Godsmack, I Stand Alone. I had it ready. I've always said
Nice.
my walk-up song will be Godsmack, I Stand Alone.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I love that.
I like it.
All right. Would you rather announce every game in a pirate voice or a cowboy voice for a season?
Arg. Let's go to Pirate V80.
That's awesome.
That's a great question. Oh. How about helium? How about if I had to huffle helium before I announced it?
Yeah.
Welcome to the stadium today.
I'm sorry.
That would be good.
I will take credit for that. He's the one asking. I will take credit for that. I was sitting there and I was like,
that's a great question.
Let's have a personality. Let's have a personality question. All right. Here's another little kind of personality question. If your microphone could file a complaint against you, what would it say?
It would say that he spits his snacks into me constantly. I'm constantly chomping on stuff, whether it's peanuts or M&Ms or something like that during the game. And of course, as soon as it always works, that as soon as I put something in my mouth and start chewing, something happens that I need to announce. So I move all of the food to one side of the cheek and I start announcing. And then I look at the microphone and there's crap all over it. It would file a complaint about being coated in my snacks every game.
Oh,
I love that. That's so relatable.
that is awesome.
Yeah. Every PA announcer can say that. We've always put something in our mouth and they're like, crap. Okay. And
Oh man.
Oh man, that's so good.
That is
dude.
good. That is going to wrap up Call's hot seat. Brian, thank you. That was a lot of fun. And I know right before the show, you said that you are thankful that we presented you the questions. That way you had time to, really kind of think about it. But on the hot seat, that's the purpose of it. You don't get that. And so it's our fun little segment that we have here. And usually we'll take turns. He'll ask me 5 questions and I'll ask him 5 questions, but you're the guest of honor. So you had to be there today. We voted and you lost.
The answers were great. They were fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, they were. Brian,
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for joining us today, man. This has been a lot of fun for Will and I. I think, like I said, I think I can speak on behalf of Will. This has been fun. Would love to have you come back sometime. Maybe next time we can get you and Dan Scott on at the same time. I think that'd be kind of cool. But the floor is yours to let everyone know where they can find you and what you have upcoming and just whatever you want to share with the audience real quick.
No, I appreciate that. Like I said a little bit in as we discussed, right now the college and high school sports seasons are out. So it's actually a nice break for me. I always am really eager in August to get back to football. But then by May, I am really ready to hang my microphone up for a couple of months because as anybody who's in this business knows, when you're doing multiple sports at multiple schools, your schedule is very busy. So right now, nothing's going on, but in the fall, again, I'll be at Furman University as well as Easley High School. I was asked to be the permanent voice of Furman women's basketball. So I may take on that challenge as well. And they can find me on Instagram. It's right there. They can see it at sober_CF_coach. I'm a CrossFit coach on the side, CrossFit coaching competitor, along with all the other things that I do. So there's very little time, but I will be making time this fall to head down to Coastal Carolina University to root on the Chanticleers and visit my daughter. So I appreciate you guys having me on. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian, for coming along with us. You're muted, Tim.
I have one more, and I meant to ask you this on the hot seat, and it slipped my mind. But we had Phil Hewlett on the show last Monday, and
you sent me that episode.
Right. So he kind of got us. He was on the hot seat, and his question was, convince a non-hockey fan to become a hockey fan in 30 seconds. So convince somebody who has never watched lacrosse to become a fan of lacrosse in 30 seconds.
It has the aspects of multiple sports. You have the speed of something like hockey. You have the strategy of something like basketball with pick and rolls. And you also have contact like you have in football. So I highly encourage you to watch lacrosse. Not to mention, It's one of the oldest sports around since it was invented by ancestors of mine, the indigenous folks on this continent.
Nice.
Oh,
love it.
Nice. Okay. All right, Brian, you have a wonderful day. We hope to have you back on sometime, and we will see you next time, man. Have a great day.
Tim, Will, thanks so much for having me. You guys have a great day. Have a great rest of the show.
All right.
Bye now.
Thank you, sir.
So cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event. You know where we're going.
I do know.
You know where we're going. It is time for Call Clash. Yeah, I know where we're going.
Come on, baby. Come on.
We were going Call Clash. And we're doing things a little different today, though. We're going to do it a little different. We're playing a game called the 82-0 Challenge. We're going to build a team. Each of us is going to build a team, try to get that team to 82-0 from different teams, different eras. This is going to be a best of 7 series. So Will and myself will take turns selecting players from different teams and different eras and build an 82-0 team. First 1 to 4 wins Call Clash. And I believe Will is going to go first with his team.
So we are on classic
and he
mode.
already has. We're on classic mode.
Yes.
So here we go.
On classic mode. So let's see what we can deal with here. So we have the Minnesota Timberwolves of the 2000s. I would be so dumb to take anyone other than Kevin Garnett. The walking double-double. We're going to put him at the 4 spot. So, and we can change these around based on where they play a lot of their position basketball. So he could be a center, power forward, or a small forward. So Kevin Garnett at the 4 for me. All right, we are with these 76ers of the 2010s. And Joel Embiid at the 5 makes a lot of sense here. This does knock out my chances of getting Wilt Chamberlain, but if he's the best available, he's the best available. So we're going Joel Embiid at the 5. I hope I didn't just ruin things for me there. So let's move on. Let's see what we got here. All right, we've got the Toronto Raptors of the 90s. Ooh, this is interesting because if I take Damon Stoudemire right here, I kind of forego. Well, that's not totally true. I was going to say that I wouldn't have a chance at Steph Curry if I get Golden State Warriors 2010s or 2020s. So let's do that.
Ooh.
So at nearly 20 points a game, we're going to get Damon Stoudemire. He's going to be running my point. So
okay,
I've got to get some good guards here. I've got to get some really good guards.
Guard and a forward.
San Antonio Spurs. Ooh.
Oh,
dang, dude. This is
Duncan,
tough.
right?
This is tough. Oh, but I do have a shot here. So let's move KG to the 3. And let's put Timmy at the power forward. I loved always hearing. I loved Tony Parker. Every time that he was interviewed post game, he talked about Tim Duncan. He's like, "Yeah, and Timmy had me over here." He always called him Timmy. It was so funny. All right. Oh goodness.
All right.
Did we say that we were allowed skips? So like we have
not on classic. I think only on the
right.
hoops now.
That's right. You're correct. So we don't get that.
Oh,
Marquez Johnson at 22.5 points per game.
Hey, that's pretty solid, man. That's pretty solid, you know.
But I'm missing out on Kareem here at 30.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marquez Johnson is going at my 2.
All right.
We go 73 and 9.
Wow.
We go 73 and 9.
Wow.
Hey, that's solid. That's a record-setting.
That is pretty solid.
Stoudemire, Johnson,
all right.
Garnett, Duncan, and Embiid go 73 and 9. So you got to beat 73 wins in round 1.
All right, here we go.
Let's see what you got. Come on.
Spinning. And right off the rip, we got Charles Barkley or Allen Iverson. Oh.
Where do you go?
Oh.
Do you do a front court or a back court?
Nah, man, because listen, I gotta go Barkley. AI is my dude, but man, Barkley, those rebounds. I'm thinking of the rebounds. So we're gonna put him at the small forward because I think that's where he played more. All right, next up we got Memphis. Oh man.
Sharif Abdul-Rahim.
It's
Slim Pickens. That's not good.
This is not a team that's gonna win. You
got KG though.
I do, but now there goes my whole front court.
So you need some guards. You need some good guards.
Wrong Chris era, Mullen.
Yeah, it's the wrong era.
Huh?
It's the wrong era.
It is the wrong era. It is, but I got Chris Mullen. Chris Mullen was pretty solid, if I remember correctly.
All right, so you're pigeonholing yourself.
All right, so here we go. I need a point guard. Gotta have it. Oh.
Yikes.
Yikes. Oh.
Gus.
Is that the best available? Oh, dude. Ow.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay. So
game one.
I now
belongs to
have the
me.
option that we can go classic like we just did, or we can go hoops. And you know what? We're going hoop style for round 2.
Okay.
We are going to go
Hoop IQ.
hoop IQ for round 2.
Okay. This could get interesting, fella. This could get interesting. So here we go.
This could get interesting.
That's what we're doing here to answer the call. Okay.
Now we are allowed skips. We can re-skip. So
okay. And I
or
think
respin.
I think off the rip, we are going to pick a different era for the Magic. Because I think that if I can land somewhere in the 90s or even in the 2010s, I think I'm better off. So
What era are you in?
I'm in the 20s right now.
Oh.
I'm in 2020s. And so like
Okay.
I could go Paulo, I could go Anthony Black. But there's not very many options here. So we're going to switch up the era. And we get the 2000s. I don't know who's here. Is this Dwight? Yeah, there is Dwight. Yes, sir. We got him at the 5. Okay. Dwight Howard at the 5.
You got Dwight Howard? Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. Brooklyn Nets of the 2010s. Is KD here? No, but Kevin Garnett is here. That's interesting. Who was a guard here?
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, man. Okay, D'Lo is here, but D'Lo wasn't great.
Oh, it's because I'm not spinning. That's why. Okay. I was like, I don't get that option.
Jerry Stackhouse is here. Joe Johnson is here. Oh, who else is here? Paul Pierce is here. But were they any good? Is this where careers went to die? Ooh, I don't know. Because there's a lot of big names here. But I got to make a decision. Or else this is going to be a really long video. We're going to go Darren Williams. Darren Williams is a big body point guard here who had a lot of points, had a lot of assists. So we're going to put him at the 1.
Okay.
That's an interesting move, though. I get Brooklyn again in the 2010s. So this is where I get Durant. No, I don't get Durant here. Okay.
No.
So I'm switching teams in the 2010s. So we're respinning for teams.
Okay, so now you've already used era and teams.
Yes.
Okay.
The Spurs of the 2010s. Ooh. So do I get – is Kawhi here? Kawhi's here. Kawhi's going to my
all right. One more, right?
I got 2 more. I got to get my shooting guard and my 4. Who was playing?
Guys, I'm currently down 1-0 to Will. I gotta have game 2. I don't want to be like real life San Antonio Spurs going down 3-1.
Yikes. Oh gosh. Who was playing here? Emeka Okafor, Jabari
What
Parker.
is your strategy though? Like, like when you're doing this for funsies, like do you try to save your spins or do you just like, hey,
I just know that if I like when it was Orlando in the 20s, that's doomsday. Like you don't have hardly anybody there. So like if I know it's if it's an era that's not any good, we just move on. Anton Jamison here. I'm going to put him at my 4, which means I'm pigeonholed myself. If I can get the Lakers of the 2020s, if I can get Lakers in the 2010s, even in the 2000s, we may be doing okay right here because I can pick up Kobe. Or I can get Golden State somewhere. Oh, here we go. Golden State Warriors of the 90s, though. Is World Be Free here? Is that too? Yeah, World Be Free is too old.
Yep. I know who you're talking about. Oh man,
this is tough.
It's all coming down to this.
This is tough. Okay. We're gonna do Mitch Richmond right here. Mitch Richmond was a big
Okay.
point getter, something like 20-something points a game. So here we go. Okay. Listen, not terrible. Not terrible. We're a playoff team here. Okay, but
54
look
and
here.
28.
Mitch Richmond was my pick though. That was the good pick. That saved me. Because
Yeah.
that's rough. Okay, 54 and
Okay.
28. You got to beat 54.
54 and 28.
Yes, you have to beat 54 wins, which
Hang
shouldn't
on.
be too terrible. But
Okay.
you got no ball.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to refresh the page.
I saw it. Oh, wait, sorry. I didn't do anything, I promise. Oh, wrong one.
Hey, you're good. Just click on that top link and you'll be good.
Clicked on what?
You just refresh 82and0.com. Yeah, click on that top link.
No. Like, I've already got it pulled up.
That's not what it says on my screen.
I know. Like, okay, stop. And then I don't know what happened. All right. Can you guys see it now? Oh,
I do not see it.
okay.
I see
Now
it now.
do you see it?
Yes. So
Okay, we're at Atlanta in the 2000s.
Gross.
That is gross. I think I'm gonna try Al Harrington just because I don't want. I mean, yeah, that's gross, but
you can
54.
scroll. You can scroll. Houston in the 60s. Dude.
Oh, no, I know I can scroll.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Elvin was one of those
Elvin
good
Hayes.
players in the
Elvin
60s.
Hayes is solid right there. Elvin Hayes is solid. It's early on his career.
Okay,
Solid.
Denver in the 2010s.
Who's he going to go with?
Oh.
There's one clear-cut answer here. There's one clear-cut.
I can't. Oh, wait. Carmelo Anthony?
I gave it away to you. Bo, but you're covered up.
No, I'm not.
Never mind.
I can. All right, so now
you got Melo. Oh, that's going to be tough, dude.
Okay.
The Sacramento Kings of the 1970s. Traditionally, not great.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. This is the Clippers.
No, this
Sacramento.
This is the Kings.
I want a different team. Oh,
but it's not the 60s though.
It's not, but it wouldn't have mattered because.
Oh, because you covered up.
Yeah. Jeff Mullins. I know nothing about this. I know nothing.
Yeah,
you probably do know.
Well, there's a couple names here that you could go with. One that there's one name I've already said in the video that I think was playing at this point. Nope, never mind. He's not.
Yeah, I know nothing, so we're just gonna go with.
Oh no,
Bubbles Hawkins.
Bubbles Hawkins, what an all-time name.
Billy in the 80s.
Billy in the who was playing?
Bob McAdoo. Let's change the era. Maybe we can get 2020s.
Yeah, if you or the 2000s too. But you got the 60s.
God,
and you've got to have front court. So if
no way. Yep, we're going with this guy, Paul
Newman.
Oh no!
You were so close. You were 9 wins away from it. Okay.
Oh,
you're down 2. You're down 2-0.
I'm down 2.
So where do we go? Where do we go?
Let's go back to classic. Or
classic.
Yeah. Let's go back to classic.
Okay. All right. Here we go. You got me? Yeah, here we go. Going back to classic. Golden State Warriors in the 20s. Yeah, this one's easy. This one's easy. We're getting Steph at the 1. Okay.
Oh.
Philly in the 90s. Ooh, goodness. Do we complete
Oh
the
man.
front court here, or do we go with Chuck? The double-double's calling my name, so we're going to put him at the 4. Here we go. Oh, brother. You don't stand a chance, dude.
Did you just get Wilt Chamberlain?
No, I got Kareem.
Oh, okay.
I got Kareem. Okay. We're going to move Chuck to the 3. And we're going to put a fella named Zion Williamson at the 4. So all I need, I think I have to have a shooting guard here. Because I don't think, no, I can get a point. I can get a point guard or a shooting guard with this next spin. And who we get? We get Monte Ellis or, oh, here's what I'm doing. Here's what we're doing. We are moving. Yes, we're moving Steph here, and we're putting Giannis at the 1.
Giannis at the 1. Interesting.
Giannis at the 1. Here we go. 75-7. Let's go.
Yeah, that's not looking too good for me. That's not looking good. Yeah,
look at that lineup, dude.
Nobody cares about that
lineup, brother. Giannis.
All right, Steph, you ready? Here we go.
Barkley, go on.
All right, so we have Utah in the 90s. Oh, right off the bat, Karl Malone, the mailman.
That's a good start.
Golden State in the 70s. Oh, wrong era. It's the wrong era. Oh.
But hey.
Rick Barry, I guess.
Yeah, hey, that's solid. You want to stay around that 25-point mark. 25
Bob McAdoo, or do I go John?
McAdoo or Havlicek is a big one here.
I'm gonna go here because I'm holding out hope for Wilt. Or Tim Duncan. Okay.
Or you put him at the 5. Yeah.
Yep. All right, last one. Here we go.
You gotta have a point guard. Did he do it?
Oh,
did he do it?
Go. Oh,
yeah, 75, dude.
Dude, no way, bro.
I'm at 75.
No way, dude. Yeah, we're just gonna stay on classic because
you think you stand a chance.
That's my only chance.
So we're up 3-0. So do you want the honors of going first, or do you want me to do it?
You know what? I'm down 3-0, right?
Yeah, I think you get it.
Yeah,
I think you have honors here.
Let me go first. Let me go.
Okay, go ahead. Let's see what happens here.
And we're on classic, right?
We are on yes, I'm on classic.
Okay. Oh, well,
2020s. You got to go with it. The most clutch player ever.
Jalen Brunson, Utah in the 80s. Oh.
Hey, that's good, though. 30 points a game from Adrian Dantley. 30 points a game from Dantley.
That's all right. Lakers in the 80s. Oh.
Brother. But see, the point totals aren't that high back then.
No. It was a different era. I gotta go with Magic. Sorry, Kareem, but I gotta go with Magic on this.
You make your 2. Okay.
Hang on. I want to put Jalen at shooting, and I want Magic at point, though.
Magic running the point. Okay, I like it.
Okay.
What a
Here we go.
Court. Or what a backcourt. Oh, brother.
Oh.
You get Paulo. Paulo's there.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
Hey, there's hope for Wilt here. Nope.
Oh.
But you get Kareem.
I still get Kareem.
65 wins.
65.
65. Hey, that's respectable. Down 3-0.
That's something.
Down 3-0. Here we go.
All right, I'm stopping my screen share. Putting you back up there.
Okay, here we are. Let's see if we can close it out. Let's see if we can sweep Mr. Collins today. Cleveland in the 70s. This is tough. Oh, this is bad. I'm going to need a miracle here. If we're
I need a miracle.
If we're starting off with 18.5 points a game from Lenny Wilkins. Charlotte in the 80s. What are we doing, dude? Kelly Trapuka. Oof. This is bad. This may be a 55-win team. Utah in the 90s. Okay, we get the mailman. Is it going to be enough to put me over the top, though?
Is it going to be enough, though? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the stream, please like and comment and subscribe to the channel. We are having fun with this 82-0 challenge, and I got to tell you, I'm down 3-0, and it's not looking promising, but hey.
Here we go. I'm putting Wemby at my 5.
Could I pull off a LeBron?
Okay. I'm going to need a big pick right here. I need a Kobe. I need a – who do we get?
No, you don't need – oh.
We got Magic, though. It's under 20 points a game, though.
Oh, Magic. That's all right. The assist.
For the
win. You got to
win.
have somebody with assist.
For the win.
60. You got to beat what, 65?
Yeah, I got to beat 65. I did it. 69 and 13.
Oh, my.
It's a sweep for you, boy. Oh, man. Tim.
Get out.
Tim, I got to say, you played hard, brother. You played hard. And I appreciate your effort. But unfortunately, like Victor Wembanyama, you're just not ready for this.
Oh, wow. Wow.
You're not ready for what I have
That's
coming
crazy.
through with the New York Knicks with OG Anunoby, just tipping it in there at the end. So sorry about that.
Hey, I'll tell you, maybe next week on next week's Call Clash, we need to do the 20-0 NFL challenge because that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you'll probably smoke me.
But that's going to wrap up the Call Clash, guys. Obviously, Will won. There's no debate here. There's no argument. Will won. It was a clean sweep. I'm going to stop sharing now. And that was a lot of fun. And it looks like we're just about out of time for the day. Will, why don't you take us into the weekend with your final thoughts, man?
Yeah, we just got done talking through about the just mentioning things with the NBA Finals. But if you did not watch Game 4 of the Finals, you missed out on an amazing show. You got to see everybody on Celebrity Row. You got to see Adam Sandler sit next to John Calipari, the royalty that is John Calipari. Taylor Swift with everybody else on Celebrity Row. You saw Madison Square Garden, probably the quietest it's been in a long time, when they were down 29 just before halftime. And then something happened. You get to the fourth quarter, you're down 15, and the unlikely hero, OG Anunoby, comes through and tips in the game winner to give the Knicks a 107-106 win. Just an incredible game. One of the better NBA games I think I've ever seen. And, I wouldn't say that it was worth the price tag of getting into the game because, like Brian said earlier, $12,000 to sit in the nosebleeds couldn't be me. We don't roll like that here at Answer the Call. But I will say that watching it on TV, one of the better games I've ever seen in my life. And that's what you get with the NBA postseason. That's what you get whenever you get the two best teams in the league just duking it out, going at it. The series goes back to San Antonio. We'll see what the Knicks can do going forward, and if this is the end of the road for Wemby this year, he's put up a lot of good numbers, but like we've stated before, and we're a broken record on this show, but he's not quite ready for the big moment just yet. He is going to be the face of the league, I think. It's still, in my opinion, he will be the face of the league at some point. But overall, this is a series that's going to be owned by the New York Knicks. And again, another great one. And we're covering it all here on Answer the Call. So every Monday, every Friday, you can tune in to us right here. And we thank you so much for joining us on the show. Like, subscribe, do all the things so that we can keep on growing this platform, and that we can keep on delivering the spicy hot takes that you all love so much. So I love being on the show. Thank you, Tim, for having me on the show. Let's keep this thing going, baby. Let's keep doing it.
To the moon.
To the moon, baby.
Yeah, we'll
live on the moon. Let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Will, well said. I'm actually one of those guys that I seen what was happening, and the Spurs were doing record-breaking threes in the first half, and I was like, I'm going to bed. I got work in the morning. Boy, was I wrong. Was I ever wrong? I should have stayed up. I should have watched the game. I remember you text me right after, and you're like, "Oh, what a game!" And I saw it the next morning because I was already asleep, and I was like, "Oh, wow, that was a good game." I missed it.
Missed it.
So
it was a good one.
Hey, that right there goes to show: don't ever stop watching the game just because it's a big margin. Doesn't mean it's over. It ain't over until the fat lady sings. It ain't over until whatever you want to say. Fill in the blank right there, but it's not over till the final whistle, and man, final buzzer, and Knicks came back, and now they're 3-1. They can close it. Man, they can close it in San Antonio.
Yeah, that'd be pretty wild. I think that they were really wanting to get it done in Madison Square Garden. But like we said earlier, or like we've stated in a couple other shows, that the city of New York's not ready. Clearly they weren't ready, because the real losers in all of this is not the San Antonio Spurs. I think it's business owners in Manhattan, because I saw a video of a Five Guys burger place getting absolutely destroyed after the Knicks won Game 4.
Oh.
So, it's not the best look. Stay classy, New York. Do what you do. But
exactly,
just a weird time in sports in general. But we've said it before. New York wasn't ready for the finals to come back to the Garden, but we're just a couple guys from Arkansas that don't know nothing. So, but that's how it goes, man. That's how things happen here.
On Monday's show, we are hopeful that the Quentin Jammer interview will take place. He got busy running for his kid. We understand. We've got it rescheduled for Monday, so we're hopeful that can happen. Regardless, we're going to have a jam-packed show lined up for Monday. We're continuing our division breakdown with the NFC South. And there's headlines around the NFL that we didn't quite get to cover today that we might just cover on Monday. And so Monday is going to be a big NFL show. So get ready, because the NFL's coming. We're like 85 days from college football, from Arkansas football, from whatever your team is. We're about 85 days from kickoff in the college world, and then NFL is right behind it. So football is coming. Just hold on a little longer. Bear through the heat, whatever you have to do, guys. I'm Tim Collins for For Will Ritchie, thank you for tuning in and making us part of your day, whether it's you're watching the live or you're seeing the replay or you're listening to the audio. Thank you. We appreciate everything you do for us to help us grow. Stay loud, stay opinionated. We'll see you on Monday, but always remember, answer the call.
Yes.
Answer the call when the hotline rings. We're talking